Alright, everyone, welcome back. It's the weekend again here. As I stated in last week's episodes, probably going to be the last weekend I record on before I move. So after the set of episodes that comes out this weekend, just expect there to be a break in between for at least a week. I'm going to be driving cross country, so yeah. But yeah, I'm going to try to make the most of this weekend, get some stuff done, try out some new stuff. So last week we picked up Mlix. Mlix? I don't know how you really would pronounce that. But she's got a quest, a small one I think, just to check out her Immortals shack. So she's like an alien or something from a different dimension where they've got like superpowers and stuff. So yeah, I guess the rest of our friends live over here, and I think we've already been here. It's just you can't get in there without having her present to give you the key. So let's see. Have we already? Yeah, this is already discovered. Yeah. Okay. Oh fuck! God, nope. What the?
Another kill for
Did
my
he just
name.
go inside? What the fuck?
Death to the legions.
Alright, where's the rest of them? You see him? Hitting V for VATS. Oh, there they are. Let's get our good ammo on. Well, it's like my crosshair and there's like a little reticle. The reticle is below the well, the reticle is below where the front post is, and the front post is kind of overlapped with the suppressor, so it is hard to aim with this. Where is it? Nope. There we go. That makes it a little easier. We don't really need the suppressor on. Mortal Shack. So yeah, I believe this whole Immortals thing was like a TV pitch. You can read about it in here. I guess that was the quest. Quest complete, guys. Good work. It's a nice setup. So one of the things I want to do while I'm driving cross country is there's this Pioneer Saloon. I believe I mentioned it before. July 8th, I believe, they're having like a Fallout New Vegas like fan party or whatever at their bar. Unfortunately, I won't be there for July 8th because I'll be in school at the time. But I still want to go by the place, check it out, because the whole place, like, it's supposed to basically be the Good Spring Saloon. Like, that's what it was modeled after. So I want to check that out. It's on the way. Why not, you know? And I will try to take pictures of that. And I know you can upload pictures to YouTube. I've never done it before, but I will try to. I could even make a video about it if I do go there. Record myself in the bar. Sucks I'm driving alone, otherwise I would be able to have a drink. Although if I stayed a night in the town, I could. I don't know. It's in Nevada, so I'll probably hit Nevada by the first day. I guess I could stay the night in Nevada. Why not? Oh, they got satellite TV. Nice. Communal terminal. We'll get to that in a sec. Once I finish stealing all of your stuff, Mlix. Immortal's basement? I don't know if I've been in a basement before. Oh my god, you guys got so much shit. Ooh, alien power cells. I guess that makes sense. I appreciate y'all having those in stock. I think there was in Fallout 3, there was a glitch you could do where you could duplicate alien power cells. You'd have to like reverse pickpocket the alien blaster into an enemy, their inventory. And by doing that, they would basically gain ammo for it. And you could just farm the ammo that way. Message from God. Okay. It's too dangerous to leave you all back home right now, so I've arranged for you to be transported to an alternative reality where you should be safe for the time being. I'm only doing this because I owe you one. Otherwise, normally you would have to fend for yourselves. I don't own the God rights to this reality, and in order to persuade its creator to let me add you in, I had to give away editing privileges for Canada. On top of that, the owner wants you to perform several sacred tasks. You know the deal, typical Salvation and Redemption BS. I'll radio through with further details on the portable radio once you've all gotten settled. Anyway, I hope you have a lot of fun here. I might even drop by when I'm finished with this Bat Pig project. See what I'm up against in this year's Top Deity Awards. See ya, G. Mission log. Rescue a powder ganger. Get generator valve to Nellis. Stop the NCR from creating a forward camp at Hidden Valley. Rescue a powder ganger. Completed finally. As usual, none of the others decided to help out. I eventually found some poor sod called Mookie about to jump off a roof. I convinced him not to. Gave him a long talking to, apparently the longest conversation he's ever had. Thought everything was going great until his old gang turned up calling for his blood. Turns out he sold some stuff, which in turn was stolen from him. I tried to use my powers on the gang, but nothing was happening. Either way, they've been incredibly well behaved up until now, or God has no influence over this realm, and so as a result, neither do I. So we ran. Luckily, we were not far from where the others were constructing our new home. Danny soon saw him off with his new rifle. Mookie went off to join some organization called the Followers of the Apocalypse. They seemed nice enough. Get a generator valve to Nellis. Found a part in a sealed case in an old facility called Repcon. The place was filled with robots who covered me in laser burns straight after I headed up to meet Nellis, who turned out to be an Air Force base instead of a person. Very well defended Air Force base, I must add. To make matters worse, Mookie's old gang somehow followed me into the valley and managed to ambush me. They tried to take the case, but not long after, we were struck by a series of artillery bombardments, which turned the gang into a big red mess. I was blown some distance away, but was soon discovered by the locals who inhabit the Air Force base. The valve was intact, and they took me in, and for a while I feared they were going to start to worship me as a god. I figured I'd better get out as soon as possible and managed to quietly escape that night with the use of a local device called a stealth boy. At least Mlix tended to my wounds when I got back, which was nice. Persuade the NCR not to create a new forward camp at Hidden Valley. I'm not going into detail here. Everything after the Fat Man misfired was a complete disaster. But somehow I managed to get the job done without harming any people. Tony's machine is up and running, and right now I just want to go home. Looks like Mlix wants to stay a while. I think she's found some friends in that underground place we visited and has chosen to stick around. Tried to talk her out of it, but she was adamant. Anyway, it sounds like Tony has the dimension portal set up so she can come home at any point. I'll miss her though. If you ever come back and read this, Mlix, please know that despite retching at almost all our physical contact like I know you do with everyone, and despite all the times I yelled at you for eating everything in sight, I have to say you were the only one I ever really liked, and I guess that makes you my best friend. Please come home soon. It's gonna be hell without you back here. Back there. Oh. Your, friends miss you. What the? Oh, I was crouched. I thought it was, like, clipping through the floor. Okay. Alright. Communal terminal. Oh, gee. Oh my god. Alright. This is taking me back to Russell's mod with all the reading. New home. User Tony. So this is what we will be calling a home from now on. What a dump. Well, I hope they're all this short. Dimension hyperjump. Looks like the schematics transferred to this terminal should be sufficient to create a dimension hyperjump portal generator. This twat who keeps going around claiming to be God is really getting on my tits. He's given me access to technology that's beyond even my birth time. One of these days I'm going to find out who he really is. Building the portal should be a piece of piss. That's a weird expression, but okay. Now we just have to find the parts. Well, Danny and Steve need to find the parts. I have valuable research to do here. And several crates of whiskey that won't drink themselves. Check this out. We're famous. Guys, you gotta check this out. I was playing around with the mainframe tracker, trying to send her in on our own reality, and I discovered a dimension where we're all TV stars in our own show. It's so fucking trippy. They have Tony's drinks and a bit from when Charlie rescued Danny and a shitload of other stuff. I downloaded the whole first script. The Immortals script part 1. Episode 1. Bar. Alright. I'm gonna probably put timestamps in this video of when you can... This isn't gonna relate to anything else. Intro music, The Immortal by DJ Fresh, continues over an aerial shot of a mixer and 2 turntables. The hands of the DJ shot manipulating the equipment, preparing next record. Pan back to reveal Steve behind the decks. Headphones half on, nodding in time to the music, and preferably smoking something. In a dimly lit, smoky room full of pulsating fluorescent lights, not in direct view. Pan back further to reveal Matt strolling up to a microphone. Steve drops in the next tune. Over the title sequence, and Matt begins to MC over to top. Matt, the next one goes out to the whole UK underground posse. Make some noise for your DJ, the one and only Hardcore Navigator, the Foundation Vibrator, the Digital Manipulator, the Monkey Translator. Confused glance from Steve. Give it up for Steve, the Psychopath. Not psychopath, psychopath. Bass drops loudly from a hardcore techno track for a few seconds before a door behind bursts open, pouring light into the room. Final zoom out, revealing the room is Steve's bedroom. Tony walks in, angry, shouts inaudibly. Steve and Matt, what? Turn the fucking music down. Steve and Matt look at each other confused, shrug, and turn back. Steve and Matt into mic. What? Tony grabs a microphone, and Steve turned power off on the mixer, muting the music and mic. Tony shouting, I said, will you turn down that rancid noise montage you insist on calling music so I can get some bloody work done in something vaguely resembling peace for a change? Steve, alright, no need to get tetchy. Tetchy? Oh. Tony, what is that shit anyway? Sounds like a lunatic trapped inside a giant biscuit tin. Steve, hey, Granddad, don't knock the tunes. Hardcore techno is the future. I saw it in a dream. Matt, oh yeah, like that dream where that giant carrot and inflatable children's paddling pool somehow gained sentience and chased you into the house in order to eat you? Steve, hey, that was a proper nightmare from my childhood. I told you not to tell anyone about it. I haven't touched carrots since, or paddling pools. Tony, haha, you prick. The carrot I can understand, but the paddling pool? How is it even moving? He said it had little arms and legs, a bit like SpongeBob SquarePants, wasn't it? Steve, thanks a lot, mate. Tony, fantastic. You're a neurotic, layabout, failed musician, and a vampire who's terrified of SpongeBob SquarePants. Matt, and giant carrots. Tony, of course, and giant carrots. Steve, hey, I don't have to take this from you, Mr. Can't even communicate with real people. Tony, and just what do you mean by that? Steve, hey, we've all seen how friendly you get around that robot assistant of yours. What's her name, Nova? Tony, that's none of your business. And besides, she may just be a sophisticated AI and a semi-realistic polyethylene coating, but she knows better than any woman ever could. Matt, that's not right, man. Steve, she looks like a shop mannequin you dressed up and put a wig on. Tony, I did not come in here to discuss the relationship between me and my assistant with society drags like you. Steve, then what did you come in here for? Tony, to try to get some peace and quiet. Banging and drilling sounds coming from downstairs become apparent. Matt, fat chance of that. Sounds like we're not the only ones making a racket. Tony, Jesus Christ, are they still at it? They've been working down there all day. Steve, tell me about it. Rudely woke they rudely woke me up this morning. 2 p.m. is no time to start making noise like that. You can tell they've never been students. No manners. Tony, you were a student? Steve, yeah, media studies. You got a 2.2. Tony, that figures. Anyway, I'm going to find out what they're up to down there. Steve, yeah, I think I'll join you. This is going to take a while. I don't want to read all these. I'll be honest though, I like the way the show is going. I might consider watching it. Meanwhile, in the basement, which is about to be finished being transformed into a bar, Charlie is using Lix's hand as a hammer to nail in a nail. Charlie, just as this one last nail to go and we're done. Lix, about time. I need a rest. Charlie, there we go. Perfect in every last detail. Lix rubbing hand. I still don't see why you needed a nail bed. Charlie, I told you, to help with my insomnia and headaches. Plus, maybe it'll help me with the drinking. Lix, if you're that worried about your alcohol consumption level, why have we just spent the last 7 hours converting the basement into a bar? Charlie, well, it's not like we had anything better to do, is it? Besides, I've got my nail bed, and what's that old saying? The cure is easier than the prevention, something like that. So lying on a bed of large metal spikes is considered a kind of cure-all with your species. Charlie, well, not exactly. In some cultures, it's quite big. In Sweden, apparently. Lex, can I have a go? Charlie, well, I suppose so. Lex, cool. How do I get on it? Charlie, well, I'm not sure. Try facing me and lowering yourself onto it backwards. Lex, okay. Lex falls backwards quite fast. Charlie, how is it? Lex, quite painful, actually. Charlie, here, do you want a hand? Lex, go on then. Charlie, mother of God, you are heavy. Lex, I'll have you know that we Hedrolaxians are a very dense species. Charlie, I'm not surprised the amount of cakes you get through. Lex, it's not my fault there's no decent food in this house. Charlie, yes it is. You eat pretty much all day, and by the way, just what is this obsession with cakes? Lex, I'm not obsessed with cakes. Charlie, yes you are. Look, you're eating one now. Lex is eating an elaborate birthday cake. Lex, yeah, well, it's been a long day. Tony, Steve, and Matt enter the room. Tony, so this is what you two have been up to? Wow, I must say, I'm impressed. Matt, oh great, now I get to live in a pub, and I can't even have a drink. Tony, unlucky dead guy. Steve, yes, nice one. Who fixed up the old pool table? Charlie, well, Mlix did a lot of the basic stuff, lifting, hammering, planning, drilling, etc. You know, the easy stuff, and I dealt with the more technical aspects, organization, placement, ambience. Steve, so chuff all then. Charlie, hey, I've been slaving down here for hours, Mlix, and yet I'm the one with all the splinters. Mlix forces out a wood splinter from the tip of their thumb just by looking at it. Tony, hey Charlie, that's a nice selection at the bar. Isn't that gonna jar a bit with your plans to cut down? Charlie, yeah, well, you know, this lot, it's not for me. I did it for everyone else, really. Somewhere to come and crash off an evening, you know. And if I happen to have a light beverage or two to celebrate my hard, thirsty work, or who could criticize that? Tony, fair enough, I'll drink to that. Steve, are you finished down here yet? Charlie, very nearly, just one more. Spot to come, check this out. Charlie lifts a box revealing a brand new massive TV. Charlie, ta-da. Matt, oh awesome, new telly. Steve, where'd you get the money for that? Charlie, oh, this old thing cost us nothing. It was a present from God as a reward for all the good work I've been doing, rescuing you lot. Tony, a present from God? Bullshit. I keep telling you, 250 years from now, God is finally mathematically and scientifically proven to not exist. Charlie, and I keep telling you I'm an angel of retribution resurrected to become the avenging foot of God in the arse of so-called modern society. Tony, yet to see any evidence of this. Charlie, what about when I use my powers to set that guard on fire? Tony, well, some people are just naturally flammable. Charlie, naturally flammable? Now that's bullshit. Lex, alright, you two, this should be a time for celebration, not petty squabbles. Tony, agreed. You have done fine work here today. I propose a toast to our inventive housemates, whatever their inherently absurd beliefs. In fact, I think a speech may be in order. Steve, sod that. Let's just get stuck into this booze. Charlie, here, here. Where are we on? Part 3? Alright. Steve, right. Who knows? Any good drinking games? Charlie, where do you want to start? There's 2P game, drink while you think, Ring of Fire, Beer Survivor, Vodka Survivor, Whiskey Survivor, or Absinthe Survivor? Tony interrupting, Gin Survivor? Charlie, no, I don't know the rules to that one. Where was I? Oh yeah, Tequila Survivor, Fuzzy Duck, Roly Poly, Turk, the Terrence Stamp, Cobblers, Paxman's Choice, One Brew Over, the Cuckoo's Nest, Sally Patterson Induced Titanium Gout Reflex Challenge, Piss Chops, or Ultramular. Oh no, there's no way I'm playing Ultramular again, not after last time. Tony, agreed, there's no way we can afford the dry cleaning or the cost of a new boiler. What was the first one again? 2P something? Sounds inexpensive enough. Charlie, a 2P game, dead simple. All you need are 2 pence coins and a table. So the game is you take it in turns to flip 2 pence pieces, and each of the possible outcomes has a simple rule. For example, 2 heads mean you have to drink, 2 tails mean you nominate a person to drink, and a head and a tail mean move on to the next person. But if you throw 2 heads twice in a row, then you get to make up a new rule. Here, I'll show you. Charlie throws coin. 2 heads. That means I drink. Charlie downs pint. Charlie, that's better. You know, I think tonight's going to be one of those perfect nights. Steve, so can we get on with playing this game now? Lex, yeah, sounds simple enough, but what if you keep getting just heads or tails? Charlie, well, if you let me finish, you only get a maximum of 2 goes before Charlie's mobile begins to ring loudly. Recognizing the ringtone, he rolls eyes. Charlie, ooh, shatters arse. That's just bloody typical. Lex, who is it? Charlie, God, who else? Just as I was about to get married. Tony, God, whatever. Steve, well, he might have some new gifts for the house. Matt, yeah, well, like a new computer console? Tony, what's it matter to you? I can't even play the things. Matt, yeah, but I'd still like to see what happens in the next Fallout. Lex, well, are you going to answer that? Charlie, yeah, I suppose I better. Steve, put him on speakerphone. Tony, yes. Let's see what your supposed God sounds like. Charlie answers phone. God, Charlie, about time. I do have better things to be getting on with than waiting around for you all day. Charlie, yes, boss. Sorry, boss. God, I'll let it slide this time. I just won Venus in a bet with a good friend, Arachnos Prime. Charlie, but I thought you created Venus. God, yes, but I lost God rights to it after some bad betting advice during the Vietnam War. Anyway, before you get too pissed, I've got another job for you. There is another lost soul I need you to save, another immortal like yourselves. Charlie, with respect, Lord, we're getting a bit full here. We have no spare rooms. God, what about that basement of yours? Yes, that should do. Charlie, the basement? Of course, why didn't I think of that? God, you're being sarcastic. I like that. However, this is no time for humor. You have approximately 37 minutes and 21 seconds to reach your target destination. As always, I have arranged for a star to be your guide. Charlie, who am I looking for this time? God, your target is what your local military referred to as a super soldier. I'll send a picture to your phone per usual. Charlie, what happens if I'm too late? God, the entire facility and much of the surrounding area will be removed from the face of the earth as a result of a massive joint military-controlled implosion. Charlie, good. So no pressure then. God, just stay out of the blast zone and you should be fine. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got some friends coming around and we're just about to watch a new A-Team film. Boom Shankar. God hangs up. Right, anyone want to help? No response. Charlie, is anyone going to help? No response. Charlie, okay, bollocks to you lot then. I'll do it myself. Charlie storms out. Lex, do you think he'll be okay? Tony, he'll be fine. What's he got to be afraid of? He's the angel of retardation or some crap. Immortal like the rest of us. Steve, did sounds dangerous though. Tony, dangerous? You lot don't know the meaning of the word. You never seen a war zone. I have, and let me tell you what he does is like a nice quiet visit to a gardening store compared to the horrors of World War II. Matt, well, if you're so tough, why aren't you helping? Tony, mostly because I can't be arsed now. If I can drag everyone's attention back to the festivities, I believe we're about to get hammered. Lex, too right. Drowns fluorescent green shot. You Earth types really know how to make quality booze. Alright, we're gonna do a quick cut.